what I want to go over today is this whole concept, and there may be a series called The Ego is the Enemy, because one of the enemies to you playing your best, and not only playing your best, but you actually playing your best during the championship games, right? You playing best when the scout is there. You playing best when everything is on the line. Your ego is one of the things that get in the way, right? So high-level athletes, if you're a professional athlete, if you're a guy in high school that you feel that you're pretty good, and this will be a nice series to pay attention to, because your ego is one of the things that can actually get in your way and stop you. So pay attention. Pay attention. So your ego. A lot of people talk about your ego and how it may be a bad thing, but your ego can actually be a good thing, right? There's good aspects to your ego and there's bad aspects to your ego, okay? So when I'm talking about your ego, I'm not necessarily talking about this selfishness thing, right? A lot of people, when they think about ego, they think about selfishness, and you only think about yourself and you're egocentric and stuff like that. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it's your outer self, right? It's that part of you that you identify with to make yourself feel better, but it's not really who you are, right? So when we go into a game, we always tell ourselves that we're going to kill our opponent, we're going to dominate our opponent. Man, these people can't stop us. You know, you are the best. You tell yourself you are the best, right? So this is your ego talking. But we all know, just because you got all this confidence, you got your rap music going, you got all these things happening, that does not mean that is your true confidence. Because one thing I love about sports is as soon as that ball goes up, it's almost like whatever is real on the inside of you will come alive. Right? Whatever fears you have, whatever hesitancy you have, whoever you are on the inside is going to show up automatically. You can't fake it. So the ego is kind of that outer self, that part of you that will lie to you, and this actually will be your enemy because it'll lie. But let's talk about the good aspects of the ego, and this will be part one, so that you know, hey, sometimes you can rely on it. So I'll just use an example of mine. I was 15 years old and I was a sophomore in high school playing football. And yes, I want to dominate. Yes, I want to start. But I was playing at a pretty good high school. We had about 3,500 people and we were playing big time competition. So I had the first game and I played well and everything in the first part of the game. But that was kind of a situation where they asked me to come in the third quarter. I never played a varsity down in my life. And I played good the first game. The second game, we played this team out of Indianapolis, Ben Davis. So another powerhouse team, 3,500 people, 4,000 people to go to the high school. And they had about 2 or 3 Division I players who were playing. Here's the problem. I was 158 pounds playing running back. 158. Those were some people who are in their grown man's bodies who's ready to knock me out. So at that point, if I'm 15 years old, now is not the time for me to analyze myself. When they say, Gun, you're starting. Now is not the time for me to analyze situations and try to figure out what my fears are and stuff like that. No. Now is the time to put that outer shell on. Right? Now is the time for me to say, I'm going to kill these boys, let's go. And to forget everything, forget every fear, forget every insecurity. I don't have time to analyze anything. Now is the time to go. So there's certain times that the ego is actually good. Okay? So I wanted to highlight that part because, you know, the ego can help you out. If you're a little bit outmatched and stuff, and you haven't had any time to mentally prepare, and you want to rely on having heart, you want to rely on, you know, just not basically mentally preparing for the game, then you want to utilize the ego. Alright, so I just want to mention that. Listen, if there are any parents out there and you know that your son or daughter needs mental work, if they need to work on their mental game, then I want you to contact us. We are available at mindacademysports.com.